This new Koby leader is all about using your sword members in order to control the board. But is it good? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mobby here, and today I'm going to be giving you my personal deck profile for this Red Black Koby leader that came out in OP11. Make sure to like and subscribe, it really does help out the channel. I upload daily duels and deck profiles for different anime TCGs. Alright guys, here we go. If you just want the deck list, I recommend pausing the video, heading on over to my website. You can grab it all there, as well as all the proxies that you're seeing today. Because if you're watching this in the future, I Photoshop all these and I release it in English, ready to go before, most sources. So you can see all the images here. So before we get started, let's talk about the game plan. So as I mentioned, it's all about using sword to attack right now. And at the moment, there's around 3 really amazing, I say 4 really good sword cards. Basically, you're going to be using these Habaris, these Helm Epos, which is a key part. This new promo one, which you can see the image here, it's not fully out yet, so I just grabbed this image. And then finally, your big Koby. So all of these are going to be used to control the board, which is what Black really wants to do. But I like what they did here. It's red, and you control instead of KOing. You control by attacking to KO instead of using effects. So with that being said, let's talk about every single card. And of course, this is just my own personal deck that I made. I'm always open to feedback. So if you guys have any improvements, let me know, and we can come out with a much better deck in the future. Okay, so Koby, OP11, 5000 power, red, black leader. Your sword type characters can attack characters they turn they are played. So this means that if a character is rested, your sword character can attack them. It kind of works like a Kurita Coliseum where they can attack, but it's not really rush. There is cards in here that lets you attack active characters, and that's what it's there for. So basically, your sword characters are there in order to control the board. Once per turn, when one of your Navy type characters with an original power of 7,000 or less is removed from play by an effect, meaning it can be KO'd, it can be bounced back, really nice, or trashed, you may instead place 3 cards from your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order. So in this deck, it's running a lot of Navy, and every sword is a Navy card. So you want to balance, having said that power control, you want to have defense, but you also want to have cards that trash other cards in order for you to use this effect. Let's talk about every single card, starting from the bottom to the highest cost. Okay, so this is Peacock. This is a new one from OP11 101 on play. You're going to be looking at the top 5 cards. Grab a Navy, and remember all swords are navies. Other than Peacock, then you add it to your hand. Sorry, it's like shaking here. Then activate main. You can trash this character to give one of your characters plus 1000 for the turn. This is the first set where we're having super rare cards that are 1 cost. So you can see this Peacock is really good. Honestly, it's good in this deck. It's really good in any red Navy deck, so it's going to be used in GARP as well. And I'm letting you know, I opted to use Peacock and Bernu as my 2 searchers rather than Peacock and that other new card that also searches 3 and trashes the other 2. I just thought you don't need that much, and I'd rather have one that's a 1 cost or one and a Bernu that's a 2 cost. So if you really value the second effect here that allows you to protect your cards, I recommend maybe removing Peacock or removing that Bernu and adding in the extra 4 cards of I'm Gonna Be a Marine, which came out in OP11, which is the searching trashing card. Basically, it does what Bernu does, except it's an event. Now another new card from OP11. This is Aramaki 122. You may trash this character if it's on the board. If your leader has Navy, then up to one of your Navy type characters can attack active characters. This is actually a pretty decent card. It'll come into play sometimes. It's mostly a 2K, it's searchable, and also the effect here is placing the top 2 cards of every deck into the trash, which is honestly pretty great too. If somehow you have a really strong character on the board and you don't want them to get KO'd by effects, and you need 3 cards in the trash, you could probably use this to help you out there. So it's a really strong outing for Aramaki and OP11. Now we have another 2K. This is Prince Grus. This is a Navy sword card. This is OP11 122. When attacking, all of your characters with 2000 or more or less cannot activate block. All of your opponents cannot activate a blocker for the turn. It's a decent card. Because it is sword, it can actually attack, though it might not do anything. But it's that very small niche where, yeah, some decks, especially these days, are running really low blockers, 1-2 cost, 0 to 2000 power. This can come into play because all of your swords can attack. So if your character has like a rested big character, you can throw this out, swing into it, right? And then your characters can't use the tiny blocker, so there is very good use cases for this card. Next off, we have the Brunu, which I talked about, OP03. So, as I mentioned, you can use this, or you can use the event for trashing more cards, or remove the Peacock. The reason, like, I guess best case scenario, if you really want the control, you keep Brunu and you remove the Peacock, unless you want 12 searching cards. So this is kind of a lot already, 8 searching cards, but I want to run Peacock because the bottom effect is really good. It's really good for, because you're a control deck for attacking, so this will help you get over a little bit of hurdles there. But anyway, you know how Brunu works. 2, 3, 1. Top 3, look at the top 3, grab a Navy and trash the rest, which helps with your leader ability. You also want to make sure you have a really good sword card in the trash, at least one of them, because you can summon them with the Helm Eppo later. Okay, now we have Borsalino. This is a new card from OP11, 3/3/1. So it has an 8 blocker, activate main, rest this character. One of your Navy leaders or characters can attack active characters. Great card, really good effect, and even if you don't use it for a blocker and you use it for the effect instead, your opponent's going to attack into it, which makes it so it blocks something, essentially. So this is a great card to put in the deck. Once again, it's all about controlling the board. This really fills out the curve as well, as this is our only 3 costs in the deck. Moving over to a 4, this is Kuzan from OP11, another great card. This is the alternate art, 4/5/1 on play, trash the 3 cards from the top. Great for your leader ability. Also, you can summon something from the graveyard. When attacking, choose up to one of your leader or character cards with Navy, then it can attack characters the turns played. Unfortunately, you have to wait next turn to activate this because it's not a sword, so it can't attack characters on the turn that it's played, but nonetheless, it's a very, very decent card. Running 3 of these. Now we're running some berry goods. This is from OP11. This is more 2Ks. 4/5/2 on play. Your opponent places 3 event cards from their trash to the bottom of the deck. It has some counterplay, especially if, you know, maybe you're playing another Koby or something and they threw some events out. You can go ahead and bottom deck it. Primarily in this meta, you want to remove character cards, but this is like very niche at the moment. I'm putting it in here because it can be summoned by something later. And it's also, you know, from the trash, it's also just a 2K. So there you go. Now we have another new card from OP11. This is Doll. 4/1/1. This is blocker. Then on play, you can trash one card from your hand. If your leader is Navy, so you can use this right now in Koby and Garp. It's pretty cool. Give up to one of your opponent's characters -6,000 during this turn. So it's actually, like, honestly, the turn, if you play this on curve, you probably won't be able to do much with it. However, if for example you have Prince Groose, you can go ahead and, you know, rush into like a character that's like -6,000 to 0 and you attack with 2. So once again, there's little niche scenarios where this works. I'm only running 2 because I'm testing it out. Not sure if I'm going to use this often, but it's not bad. Mostly because after the curve, you don't want to play this. You have like a lot of really good 5+ characters to throw out. And this isn't really a good defensive card. It's more for the on-play attacking. All right, now we're gonna talk about this Borsalino. So this one that came out in OP02. It's a really good Navy card. 4/5/1 on your opponent's turn, it gains 1,000, making it a 6,000. It cannot be KO'd by effects. So if your opponent decides to bottom deck it or trash it, boom, you got Koby. So this is like super protected. So I might run 4 of these or 4 of these depending on, you know, which one I find more useful after some more testing. Oh, here's the Kusan. Looks like I accidentally moved it over there, huh? Okay. That's also another Black Navy card, which can be used for the late game Sengoku, which we'll talk about a bit. Time for one of your other really awesome new cards here. This is Habari Navy Sword from OP11. This is the alternate art. 5/6/0 on play. Give up to one of your opponent's characters -2,000, which is pretty decent. When attacking, and remember, you can attack on the turn you played, unless, you know, you can attack rested characters only unless you have cards that let you attack active characters. You know, something like that. Active characters. Okay, but anyway, when attacking, this character gains 1,000, making it a 7,000. Then if your leader is Navy, up to one of your leaders can attack active characters. So you can go ahead and there's a lot of like versatility here for attacking rested characters, attacking active characters. And you have to remember that when you summon this, you have to know what was on the board before that's able to attack rested characters and active characters. So you got to keep track. But anyway, this is a really good card. This is one of your first big sword cards to come out on curve. Now we have probably one of the best cards of the deck that enables a lot of play. Makes sense, man. Helm Eppo. So OP11, damn the freaking combos. All right, 670 on play, you can trash one card, then you draw one, so you got some nice recycling. Then you play one sword from the trash that is 8 or less, besides Helmeppo. At the end of the turn, you have to bottom deck the card that you summoned. So every sword in this deck can be summoned from Helmeppo. This is a very low priority, and this is probably you never want to summon this priority. You probably never want to summon this as a priority. You probably never want to summon this as a priority. Very low priority. The ones you're going to see here are Kobys, and basically you want to summon your Kobys with this. So it's a really awesome card. So this is why you want to have something in the trash if you place on curve. You go second, you know you're going to get 6 Dawn because you're not really ramping or anything like that. So turn 3, 6 Dawn on play as well. So also, even if you don't have anything in the trash at the moment, when you play this, you can trash one card. So you can trash it and make sure you get like a Koby or something like that. Okay, now 6 cost event, Honesty Impact, OP11. Damn, this is the first time that they did these sort of like designs here. So 6, it costs 6. So this is a really cool card. Check this out. Main, give up to one of your opponent's negative 4,000 power, then KO a 6,000. So if you want to go single target, you can KO a 10,000 character for 6. However, this is cool because once again, you are a control deck. You're an attacking control deck. You can give somebody minus 4,000 in order to attack into them soon. And then also at the same time you play this, you can KO an already existing 6,000 power or less. So once again, that versatility, it's really awesome. The trigger here is also KOA 6,000 or less. It's an expensive card, but if you can kill two birds with one card, it's good value. We're running 2 of these. Now for these Koby, so this is a promo Koby, and I couldn't really find a great image right now, so that's why we're using the black and white version. But once I think it looks cool. It kind of looks like a manga panel or whatever. But once I get the full version, I'm going to replace this on my proxy website for this. But anyway, this is a Navy Sword, 771, so it's a cool counter. So, on your opponent's turn, this character is negative 3,000 power, making it 4,000 character. When attacking, if your leader is Navy, until the end of your opponent's next end phase, next turn, your leader's original power will then be 7,000, making it, really tanky and buffs it up for the turn. So, give you a scenario, right? You go ahead and play Helmeppo, you trash this from your hand, draw a card, you bring up this Koby, then, hopefully your opponent has a rested character they can attack into. If not, then you can't use the one attacking unless you have, anything to attack active characters, like maybe a Borsalino on the board prior. But basically, you attack for 7,000. Your leader is 7,000. Do the rest with your Dawn, whatever, and then you're ready to go. This is going to get bottom decked, but dude, 7,000 leader is so good, especially going against like control and rush down decks, especially if they go swing 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. You're going to be at 7. They have to spend a lot of resources to mess with you. So I think it's a really powerful card, and it sucks that it's locked behind promos. It kind of reminds me of what they did with Buggy, where you needed that 7-drop Buggy to really max out max out the game plan of that Buggy leader. But hey, at least it's coming out as of recording, and there's a release date for that Buggy. Not sure when this is going to come out, but then this is like almost an essential card. Really good. And when your opponents attack, it doesn't matter. Even if you attack for 7 and they attack into it, it did its job. It's such a good power. It's such a good power increase here. So we're testing this card out. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it in the deck. This is Sengoku from EBO2. I haven't had a real reason to use this card yet, so I'm adding it to the deck. But basically, it's an EBO2 Navy, 771, innate blocker, 7,000 blocker for 7's okay. When played, you can play one black Navy character that costs 4 or less from your trash rested. And now you can see why we have some cards that we do in here. We have Borsalino. So remember, it's going to come in rested, but either way, you're still playing a new card. And on your opponent's turn, it's going to be 6,000. So there you go, 6,000. So we have those. We also have these berry goods if you want to play and destroy some of their events from the trash. Kuzan is really good. You can also play these Bernus for searching and trashing as well. You can also play the Aramakis. So the Sengoku has a lot of targets, and they did some blocking card. So time for the final card and the final sword of the deck. It's this Koby OP11 alternate R890. On play, up to one of your characters can attack active characters. So once again, it just combos with here. This allows you to attack characters. This allows you to attack active. So you can essentially have nothing on the board, summon this, and you can attack straight out anybody on the board. When attacking, you can also return 2 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck to give your leader up to one of your leaders, 1,000 power till the end of the opponent's next turn. Once again, anything above 5,000 is really good, especially against rushing. So this is just another version of this. So it's really good. So it's a really good card. And remember, this could be played with Helmeppo. Even though, unfortunately, at the bottom deck, the value that you get out of it is so good. It's really good. So that is the deck, guys. This Koby is all about using your swords in order to control the board via attacking rather than the usual KOing or trashing. And I think it's cool, because that means your opponent has to decide whether or not they want to keep it on the board or expend a lot of counters. Because, you know, if you attack straight face, they're going to take some stuff. They're going to take cards. But attacking stuff on the board, maybe stuff that are active and hasn't been able to, you know, do anything yet. You know, they didn't get any value out of it. Maybe they're going to play a little differently and do some countering. Anyways, I like this leader. I think it's really cool and fun. There's different ways to build it. As I said, I'm doing some testing to make sure, like, hey, do I have enough trashing stuff? Or do I need more for the Navy protection stuff? But yeah, I've added in pretty much almost every sword that's out right now. I don't see what happens in the future. So let me know what you guys think about the Koby. As I mentioned, head on over to the website to get the deck list for everything I cover on the channel. What would you add or remove to make this leader better? And just let me know what you think. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.